Welcome, you guys. We are nearing the end of the Interstitial Cystitis Association virtual Walk for an IC Cure, Walk for IC Awareness. We got to keep pushing hard to the finish line, you guys. We are doing so wonderful on our goals of fundraising, of steps. I'm so proud of everybody. I hope everybody's having a fun time. So you have a couple of things today. If you haven't seen the pattern already, pay attention. We have an IC myth we're going to bust today. We have an Interstitial Cystitis Association fact for the day, and we have another challenge for the day. So your IC myth of the day is that all urologists are IC experts. This is a major myth busting day. Now, you guys probably know that already, right? You guys are probably, the average IC patient sees anywhere between 5 to 7 doctors before they are getting correctly diagnosed. So this might not be a myth to you, but it is sometimes a myth that, especially for a newly diagnosed person, they're going to the person that they think is supposed to be an expert because they look them up and they're going to a urologist and they get handed a handout that's from Google. They get something that's not following the AUA guidelines and they get the come back in 6 months. I don't know what else to help you with. While you're at it, maybe go see a psychologist. You guys, this still happens. It may have happened to you. And we're trying to change that with this walk and with the ICA's efforts to raise more awareness and raise more education for healthcare providers. But know that all doctors are not IC experts. And so I want you to know with this busting this myth that you have permission to get a second opinion. You have permission to change your healthcare provider to somebody that's going to listen to you and that somebody that is going to understand interstitial cystitis and that wants to work with you. Interstitial cystitis is a challenging thing for a lot of doctors. There's not one pill that they can prescribe, and it is a difficult diagnosis to manage. And so I want you to know that your healthcare team can be built, and it doesn't have to be that the urologist that is at the center of that team. Now, there are many wonderful urologists and urogynecologists that do love to work with people with interstitial cystitis, that are working on research, that want to help you. You just have to find them, which might be a little bit of the challenge. That is not your IC challenge for the day, though. But I wanted to bring that awareness and bust this myth for you that not all physicians are created equal when it comes to interstitial cystitis, even in the urology profession. The Interstitial Cystitis Association fact of the day plays right into this. The Interstitial Cystitis Association is currently working on reinvigorating your medical advisory board. Now, what this means is that we are putting together a panel of expert physicians that are leaders in the interstitial cystitis field in many different ways and putting them all together where they're going to meet regularly. We are going to be a resource to the Interstitial Cystitis Association staff so that when things come up that significantly affect IC patients, we can go to an expert panel of people and have them help us answer questions about where interstitial cystitis treatment is going, what the research is saying, what some of the, dangers of drugs are doing, all of these kinds of things. We need a robust medical advisory board that we are in the process of reinvigorating at this time. It's going to be awesome. The Interstitial Cystitis Association is working so hard to make sure that we've picked the right people to be on this board. And the cool thing about it is that we're working really hard to make sure that it is multidisciplinary. because as we all know, it takes a village and it takes a great multidisciplinary team, including other holistic health care practitioners, in order to help you the best with interstitial cystitis. And so what I hope for you to see today is that you can put together a team that cares about you, that is an expert in interstitial cystitis, that is educated well in the field and in the condition, and you have permission to assemble that team yourself. You have permission to change somebody if they're not working for you. And I want you to feel very much like the ICA is working really hard to raise the bar of education on interstitial cystitis in the healthcare community. Your challenge for today is based on practitioners. So I think so often we can get frustrated with the amount or the lack of care that we've had as interstitial cystitis patients. But what I want today to be is all about positivity. I want you, for your challenge, to identify a healthcare practitioner that has made a difference in your life. And I want you to actively thank them. You can thank them privately by writing a thank you note. You can thank them publicly by writing a review for them on their website. You can do this publicly by sharing your experience, your positive experience with a healthcare provider on social media. You are still going to use the hashtag for this challenge so we can make sure that you're entered to win prizes for this. Hashtag walk the number 4 IC 2020. And I hope that this helps to spread just a rush of positivity into the different types of healthcare providers that have helped you along your way in your IC journey. Spread the love, track your steps, use the hashtag walk for IC 2020, and let's go down the home stretch of this walk, building awareness, donating to the ICA, and walking for a cure.